To export from Pro Tools, we're going to use Bounce Mix. When you choose to bounce a mix, Pro Tools will export everything that's on the timeline and everything that you're currently hearing. If I were to initiate Bounce Mix right now, it would bounce everything from here until here because there's nothing else on the timeline. If I happen to have a sound somewhere later on in the timeline, maybe I was editing and I dropped something at the end, it's going to export everything from the beginning, all this dead space, all the way up to here. If you make a selection, it will only export that selection. So for instance, I exported this clip here. It's going to export from here to here, but it still will export everything that we're hearing. So right now, this sound, as well as the background, are going to be exported. If I just wanted to export this sound, I would need to mute the other tracks or solo this track. A good practice is if you're working with video, to select the video and export that, so that way you'll export the exact length of the video. If for some reason you have music credits or reverb that extends beyond the video, then you may have to extend it a little bit, the length of the video, that way your video file will match up with the video that the editor is working with. In order to bounce, you would make your selection or export the whole timeline if that's what you want to do. Go to File, Bounce Mix, name your file. File type is generally going to be WAV. Your mix source will usually be what your output is, what you're listening on. So in this case, it's main. We generally want to choose interleaved for the file format. That will include the left and right into one file. If you chose multiple mono, it would export the left separate and the right separate. Or if you choose mono summed, it would sum it to a mono signal. But we're going to choose interleaved, bit depth of 24, sample rate of 48K, if that's what the project is working at. If you wanted to import it back into Pro Tools, you would choose Import After Bounce. Choose your location, and then finally check Offline Bounce. What that will do is it will export the bounce not in real time, so it'll go a lot quicker. If you uncheck this, it'll export it in real time. So if you have an 8-minute movie, it'll take 8 minutes to bounce out. Sometimes that can be helpful if you do want to hear the entire thing play out as you bounce. Click Bounce, and the file exports to the folder you exported it to. If you want to export audio and video, you would choose File, Bounce Mix, and for file type, choose MOV. This will include a video export box, which will allow you to choose the codec to export it with. This will take a little bit longer because it has to export the video as well.